that when you're trying to convince people that they can, especially consumers, that they can still maintain welfare and well-being, they have to understand that if we don't do something, it's their welfare and their well-being that's going to be at stake. So now just some of my remarks. I'd like to just share some numbers with you. 565 gigatons of carbon is what scientists predict is the maximum that we can emit in order to stay below 2 degrees Celsius. Right now we have 2,795 tons of carbon that can be emitted in the known reserves we currently have of fossil fuels. And that just proves how important it is to reach an agreement now. And I do agree that environmental change has to come at all levels of government, nationally as well. But we are here and we have less than 48 hours to change things. And I implore you to do your best to make sure that the future we have as youth, and not long-term future, short-term future, is going to be viable. And also, you talked a lot, all of you, thank you very much again for having me here, but you spoke a lot about what you need to do. We need to do this, we need to do that. Do it. Get it done. And you know that Canada is coming in as an incoming presidency, and like I said, Peter Kent does a lot to avoid meeting with youth and meeting with environmental NGOs at these conferences, and I would love to talk to him, but for the record, but you have to make sure that as an Arctic Council, you have the unique opportunity and responsibility that you share a common resource, and you have to ensure that you as a council do the most that you can to make sure that we are taking the proper measures and to combat climate change and to ensure, like I said, that we have a viable future. And that means holding Canada accountable. I turned 20 yesterday, and when I entered a new decade, I thought to myself, not about how great it would be, but how 10 years from now, I don't know what world I'm going to be living in. And I don't think that's right. I don't think you should be terrified of that. And I know I have to wrap up. So I just really, again, would like to implore you on behalf of youth to do something about these issues. Because if you don't, you will owe your grandchildren more apologies than you will ever live to make. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Leehi. Unfortunately, we have run out of time, but still I would like to ask Lars Otto if there is something very important to add to what I said.